Hi, everybody. Welcome back to yoga. The last couple of videos I've done have been chair practices, but today we're going to look at a floor practice, and the floor practice might even be accessible to those of you who are used to doing chair yoga, because once we get down on the floor, we're not going to be doing up and down kinds of things. So we're going to go on the floor, we're going to stay on the floor, and we're staying on the floor because this is a practice that should help as a bedtime practice. I don't know what time you usually do your practice, morning or night, but sometimes you've just had that kind of a day when you've been doing a lot of sitting, or you're feeling a little stiff, a little sore, or maybe the tension is building up. You just want to do a short practice before you turn in for the night to clear your brain, to get your body relaxed. So that's what we're going to do today. And the cool thing about this is you could, even if you're really ready for bed, you could put your pajamas on and do your practice and then take your savasana on your back in bed. Another option for savasana, and I'm going to show you before we actually start practicing, so you'll have what you need on hand for your practice, in addition to a yoga tie, is a chair. It's very relaxing for the back. It's very calming. It's very soothing for the nervous system to put your legs up on a chair. And I'll show you what that looks like and how to get into that pose if you choose to do that for your savasana. So again, you want a chair that's got not too high a seat. You're going to position yourself perpendicular to the chair with your hips as close as you can. And then you're going to rotate and allow your legs to rest on the chair, like so. So what you're looking for here is a 90-degree bend between the feet and the knees, between the knees and the hips. And it allows your lower back to sink down. You can rest your hands on the belly, and this is a very relaxing posture to begin. So I offer that as an option. So let's begin. Find a comfortable way to sit, whatever that happens to be for you. And if you'd like to sit on a cushion, that's fine. If you want to sit in a chair, that's fine. Just want to take a few minutes to connect with the moment, connect with the breath, letting your knees sink below your hips, letting your shoulders slide down your back, circling your shoulders maybe a few times in each direction if they're holding on to tension or tightness. I know that's where mine always goes. And then you can either close your eyes or look softly at the floor in front of you. And this is when we begin to just notice the breath. There's no need to change anything about the way you're breathing. The breath is happening moment to moment, and that's where you want to be, in the moment. Noticing any sensations in your body, particularly those places that might be holding on to a little extra tension or tightness. As well as noticing those places that might feel very open and comfortable. Noticing your energy, any emotions that you're holding on to, and the busyness of your thoughts. And we give those thoughts permission just to rest in the breath. Letting your breath get a little bit deeper now so that it's beginning down in a soft open belly, and moving upward through the chest all the way to the shoulders. And as you exhale, letting the breath pour from your body, shoulders, chest, and belly. Creating waves of breath. Continue bringing your attention back to your breath each time it wanders away to the past or to the future, letting it be enough just to be now. The next time you exhale, let yourself release the three-part breath. Just let your natural breath come back. Noticing how you feel. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. Great. So I'm going to put my cushion to one side. I'm not going to need it right now, but if you need yours, that's fine. I'm going to place my hands behind me for support and bend my knees, separating the feet as wide apart as I can. And I'm just going to let the knees drop from side to side. After a long day sitting or being inactive, you need to release the hips, big muscles in the hips. And you can let an exhaled breath go each time you drop the knees. Ha, 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 ha. So the next time your knees come over to the left, let them stay there. Just place your right hand on your left knee, left hand behind you, and move into a gentle twist. Take a breath in, bring it back to center. And we'll flip-flop those knees a few more times. Let them come over to the right this time. Left hand comes to the right knee, right hand behind you, lengthening as you breathe in and twisting as you breathe out. And let's take a breath in here, bring it back around to the center, and bring the soles of the feet together. So this is called cobbler pose or Baddha Konasana, the bound angle. So I'm going to draw my feet close to my hips, let the knees out to the side, and I'm just going to butterfly them with the breath. So the inhale lifts and the exhale presses them down. So if you find that in this pose you tend to round forward with your back, it's a good idea to sit on a cushion, just like you do during your centering. Breathing in, breathing out. Just noticing whatever sensations are coming up. And then the next time you exhale, drop the knees down and just gently let the weight of your torso pull you forward. Notice if your shoulders are creeping up, encourage them to slide down your back and continue to breathe. Next time you breathe in, bring yourself up. Take another breath. Good. So I'm going to stretch out my right leg here and bring my left heel close to my pelvis. Good. I'm going to turn and face the right leg and just walk my fingers out. It doesn't matter how far you go, just a nice stretch. Don't pull yourself forward by your hands. Just let your arms relax. You can activate the legs and deepen the stretch by pulling back on the toes of your right foot. One more breath. And then let the next inhale bring you back up. And we'll do that on the other side. So I'm going to stretch out my left leg. Right heel comes in. Take a minute to make sure both of your sit bones are down. And then on an exhale, slide your hands away. Head is relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Pulling back on the toes of your left foot. And then walking the hands back. So the poses that you're doing, if you're one of those people that likes to go 100% with every posture, remember you're using this as a practice prior to going to sleep. So maybe dial it down a little bit to 75 to 80% of what you normally do, because we're doing postures that are designed to quiet the nervous system and calm the mind. Okay, so let's come into table position. Knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, fingers spread wide. I'm going to turn sideways here on my mat. And we're going to go through the 6 movements of the spine, which are really great, day or night. So on an inhale, I'm going to lift my head, tilt the pelvis back, and let my chest fall towards the floor. Breathing in into dog. And then on an exhale, tucking my chin, bringing the hips forward, rounding the spine up towards the ceiling. Breathing in, dropping into dog. Don't let your shoulders collapse. Exhaling into cat. So if you find that you want to move a little quicker or a little more slowly than I am, that's fine. Remember, this is your practice. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more time, breathing in deeply and exhaling completely. And then bring it back to neutral spine, making sure your shoulders stay engaged. We're just going to go from side to side. Nice and slow. Letting the breath go each time you move the hips towards the shoulders, breathing in through center. And then bring that back to table position. Next, we'll thread the needle. We're going to start with the right arm, stretch it up. Imagine that you could fill that arm with breath, just like a straw. And then as you exhale, slide it along the floor. Allow your cheek and your shoulder to come all the way down. Soften the belly. Pressing into your left hand, bringing yourself up. Other side, reaching up with the left arm and sliding it through. Get the feeling that you've landed completely in this place. Keep your thoughts on your body and your breath. Then on an inhale, pressing yourself back to table position. And sliding the hips back into child. Forehead to the mat or on a pillow if your forehead doesn't reach. Pressing your hips back towards your heels. You can even creep your fingers away. Give yourself a little deeper stretch in the arms and shoulders. letting there be a space between your thighs so that your belly can breathe. Good. And then on an inhale, let's press back up to table. So from here, we're going to move into pigeon. And we're going to start with the right leg. So we're going to bring that right knee forward and cross it in front of the left and walk the left foot back as far as it'll go. Good. You can wiggle your hips just so you drop down a little further. And we're going to turn this into resting pigeon. So I'm going to walk my hands away and let my hips drop over the folded knee. Relax the head. So we'll wake the pigeon up now. We'll walk back with our hands. Lift the heart. So if you're feeling any kind of constriction in your lower back, you can just lower your torso a little bit. So come to whatever level is comfortable for you. Breathe, shoulders relaxed. So I'm going to sink down on my right hip here and allow the left leg to swing around to the front. And then I'm going to take my right leg and just let it rest on top. Interlace your fingers below the knee. Shoulders relaxed, and let yourself fold forward. And again, with any of these forward folds, when you pull back on the toes of the extended leg, that wakes up the leg muscles and gives you a deeper stretch. Imagine that your shoulder blades can spread up across your back like wings, melting down. Head is relaxed. And we'll get ready to release that now. So breathing in, lifting up. Take a minute to notice what you feel and breathe. We'll do all that on the other side. So, coming back into table position. We're going to take the right leg forward. The left leg forward. And slide the right leg back. So it was an opportunity to notice how different the two sides of your body feel. Great. Lengthen up and then drop it down. Resting pigeon. You can always put a little extra pillow under your head if that feels good. And we'll breathe in now and walk the hands back to wake up the pigeon. Again, always making sure you're not getting constricted in the lower back. Shoulders relaxed. Chest is open. Wonderful. Deep breath in. Sink down onto your left hip. Bring the right leg around and lay the left leg on top of it. And we'll do our forward fold here. One more breath. And as you inhale, now bring yourself up. Take a nice deep breath and uncross your legs. If you want to tap them out a little bit, that feels good too. Okay, so let's come on down to the back. So I'm going to begin by bending my knees and just rolling down all the way, nice and slow. When you landed on your back, reach your arms overhead, press out with your heels. Give yourself a couple of whole body stretches. So as you breathe in, reach the fingertips away from the toes, stretch. And then as you exhale, let the body sink down. Breathe in and stretch. Exhale and relax. And once again, breathe in and stretch. And as you exhale this time, allow both knees to bend and draw them in towards your chest. Keep your neck long. Try not to roll up onto the crown of your head. You can rock a little bit from side to side. Or even do some circles with the knee. This feels really, really good on the sacrum, on the lower back. Almost as good as having a massage. Not quite, but pretty good. Other direction. And then bring the soles of your feet to the mat. From here, we'll go into the figure 4 stretch. And I'm going to start by placing my right ankle on top of my left thigh. Now, everybody's got a different level of flexibility in the hips. So it might be enough for you to keep your left foot on the floor and just gently press the right knee away. If you want a deeper stretch, you can begin to lift the left foot, reach around behind the thigh, and guide that leg a little closer to your torso. Nice deep breaths. Great. And let's bring the sole of that left foot to the floor. And I'm just going to slide my right leg across. So my legs are still crossed. I'm going to bring my hands out into a T position. And I'm going to come into a twist from here. So taking a nice deep breath in, let the exhale guide both knees over to the left. Let your head turn and look right. So as much as possible, allow your right shoulder to stay anchored to the mat or the floor. Breathing into the stretch. Noticing where your thoughts go when you're holding a pose. It's always kind of funny to watch what comes up in your mind. So let's get ready to release that now. Breathing in, coming up. Uncross the legs. And just take a minute to notice what you feel before we go to the other side. And again, it might be enough just to let the ankle rest on top of the thigh and to push the knee away gently. Or you can invite that leg in towards the chest for a deeper stretch. When you're doing this practice for yourself, you can always feel free to stay in a pose longer or to come out sooner. All depends on what you need to do. Inhale, exhale. Let's return that right foot to the floor. Let the left leg cross over. Hands out into T position. Breathe in and let both knees drop over to the side. Turn and look over your shoulder. Trying to make sure that both shoulders are down on the ground. Great. And then inhale, come on up. Uncross those legs and let's bring them into the chest for another squeeze. Oh, that feels so good. Let's roll over onto our bellies. We're going to finish up with a nice back stretch. And there's a couple of options here. There's Sphinx, which is a little gentler, which I'll show you. And then if you want to advance it, so it's a little more intense, you could do Cobra pose. So for both poses, you want to make sure that both legs are long out of the hips. So you're going to pick them up, lengthen them, and place them down close to one another, extending your arms overhead. Breathe in, and as you exhale, press your pubic bone down, slide your arms back so your elbows land right under your shoulders, fingertips spread wide. This is Sphinx. Let the shoulders move away from your ears. You can either stay in Sphinx, or if you'd like to move into Cobra, bring your hands back so they are under your shoulders, and then lift. Try to keep a little bend in the elbows. That will help keep the shoulders away from your ears. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's do one more breath. And exhale, walking your hands away. Oh, that feels good. So cross your arms to make a little pillow. Bend your knees. Let them swing from side to side like windshield wipers. Help relax the back. And then just for good measure, press yourself back one more time into child pose. Arms can be extended overhead, or if you prefer, let your hands rest down by the soles of your feet. And on an inhale, let's lift up. So now it's time for savasana. I'm going to put my legs up on the chair. You're welcome to stretch out on your mat. You can lay on your back. You could lay on your side. The most important thing is to notice how your practice was and notice what's changed for you because of the practice, physically, mentally, energetically, any other way. So, namaste, sweet dreams, and more videos to come.